We've got breaking news about Fred Warner's ankle. What's up? Good morning. Welcome to Huddle Up. We're your hosts, Grant Cohn, Mosh Sports, Brandon Deutsch. If you haven't heard, we got breaking news from Ian Rappaport, who always seems to be about a couple weeks late and breaking the most obvious stuff. We've been hearing rumblings about this for weeks. Fred Warner is ahead of schedule in his recovery. John Lynch has been hinting at it. Fred Warner's been hinting at it. He's been walking around at Niner games looking great. So here is the official report from Ian Rappaport and Mike Garafolo, two mouthpieces of the league. They work for NFL Network. Here's what they write. When it comes to the return of Fred Warner, two things are true. He's ahead of schedule in his return from a dislocated and fractured ankle, and an appearance this coming postseason is considered unlikely, though not impossible. Sources informed of Warner's situation say there is a chance that Warner's rehab could be going well enough, this is so conditional, for him to make a cameo in the NFC Championship game if San Francisco is a participant, or more likely Super Bowl LX should it win the conference title. And even then, it would likely be in duty. Any early return might put him in risk of further injury. Okay, so there's a chance he might play in the NFC Championship game, more likely the Super Bowl, and if he does play, it probably won't be that much because, hey, it's risky. What do you guys think of this bombshell?
I'm shocked. I did not. I thought Fred Warner was going to be out for the year. Like that. I saw a clip of him like rolling his ankle again. I don't know how the hell this guy's even like potentially could come back. It makes no sense. This guy's an alien. I don't understand it. I thought he was going to be out for the year. I'm confused.
I like it. I think, Fred Warner knows that this team is only getting older. If they're in the NFC Championship or if they're in the Super Bowl, hell yeah, I'm playing. I don't care if I'm risking injury. You know what I mean? Like, how do we know this team's going to be back next year? That's from his perspective. He's an all-time great linebacker. I have the chance to play in two more big games, and he can't sleep at night from the two Super Bowl losses already. He wants to win a Super Bowl. He's going to play. He's a competitor. He's one of those guys on the team you can, and I'm just saying I'm not shocked. Like, it wasn't as gruesome as an injury as Bosa had a full ACL tear and full. Right, like was it PCL as well, or is it just ACL? Like Warner was different. I think Warner's timeline is obviously much sooner, and he would have been good by April, May, anyways. So I think expediting that process to maybe early February, late January, it's a risk, but I think it's one worth taking because you don't know if you're going to be back there again anytime soon.
I think it's if we make it. I completely understand why he would do it. I mean, this is a risk he would want to take. It only adds to his Hall of Fame resume. If he's ready, why not? Like, why let the world think that this is conditional. He could come back for the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. Why let the world think the Niners could win the Super Bowl without you? That doesn't help. I mean, not to be like bleak about it or dark about it, but he's an important part of this team, and I think he needs to feel like he needs to be on the field for them to win the Super Bowl. And I mean, I don't know. It just seems like, here's what I want to say. It just seems like this could be something that could spur on the 49ers and give them hope. Because right now it looks like their defense isn't quite good enough. But if they feel like, hey, Fred Warner's coming back, that might be the hope the team needs to make it all the way. Because I don't know why we're talking about the NFC Championship game right now. That's about a month away.
Exactly.
Doesn't it seem a little inappropriate?
Yeah, it does. I don't think
not really.
If you were,
really?
Brandon, you think this team's going to make the NFC Championship?
If they get the one seed, absolutely, 100% chance. They have to win the next two games. But you got to remember, Kyle Shanahan has never lost in the wild card round or the divisional round. Never.
Yeah, but Brandon, you got to look at his teams that he had that he didn't lose. Brandon, this is the worst team he's coached since he's made those NFC Championship games.
No, last year's team was much worse. But
I just think let's be real clear about what they're saying in this report. Yeah. If he comes back this season, which might be the Super Bowl, it could be the NFC Championship game, he probably won't be playing very much. They called it a cameo, which it could be like he's starting, he plays the first two plays to give the Niners like a shot of energy, and then he's out. Or it could be, 20% of the snaps. I mean, it could all be ceremonial, which would be incredible and legendary for a guy to come back that soon. But this doesn't really feel like it's going to be the thing that swings the Super Bowl in the Niners' favor. It's a nice story to be great for his particular legacy, but I don't know that it's necessarily going to
Yeah.
be the reason the Niners win the Super Bowl.
Well, also, their defense is going to be bad regardless whether he plays or
Yeah.
not. They still don't have a
Yeah.
pass rush regardless,
Yeah, he can't
right?
change
So
that.
to me, like, I mean, if I'm him, I would play. If I'm the Niners, I'd allow it, if they make it. I think it's absolutely possible. I think, look, we already know what this Niners team is. And this might be a little off topic, but they're going to have to score 35 a game to win each playoff game. Like, we already know that that's going to have to happen, right? They're not going to win games like they used to, scoring 20 points, and their defense. Well, they didn't even, I mean, they gave up 28 to the Lions a few years ago, 20 to the Chiefs, 20 something. So, like, their defense obviously isn't as good. This is a different Niners team. It's not the same team. But I think if they get the 1 seed, all they have to do is win one game to get to the NFC title game. I'd still hold them out. I wouldn't play them until the Super Bowl if they get there.
I think it's going to be hard to hold him out. Like, if you had to, I think Fred Warner, if he wants to play, he's going to play. Like, I don't know. This is crazy.
Doesn't it just seem like, imagine an NFC Championship game. They're at home against the Rams or whomever, and it's like Fred Warner's gonna play, and they announce him, and the whole crowd goes crazy. I mean, just for that alone, it might be enough just to give you like a home field advantage, even if he ends up playing just a little bit, just like a few plays. The whole idea of him coming back and making this historic return, I think that's what they're going for. Because to me, like, I'm going to be a curmudgeon here. Again, why are we talking about the Super Bowl? You guys haven't beaten the Bears yet. You guys haven't beaten a good team in months. Because where's the support coming from? Not from Fred. It's probably coming from the 49ers. And it seems like the whole idea is to give the fans something to be hopeful about for the future. That's great. But aren't you supposed to be taking it one game at a time? Are you really going to beat the Bears?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a given. So, I mean, if you lose to the Bears tomorrow, this report about NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl kind of sounds silly. What are you talking about?
Yeah, there's no way. There's no way that they get to the NFC title game if they're a wild card team. Like, they have to get to the 1 seed, in my opinion, because then you're playing multiple road playoff games with a poor defense. Like, I know it's far ahead. These next 2 weeks matter most, but also they're also playing with house money. Like, this team isn't expected to make a deep playoff run for anybody that knows football. That's why everyone's like, oh, people are disrespecting the 49ers on ESPN, picking the Bears as more of a threat to go further. Well, yeah, the Bears have arguably the best coach in football this year, and they have a quarterback that's playing great, and their defense is getting healthier. So that's why they're picking them, right? Like, the Rams, better team. Seahawks, better team. Like, top to bottom, those are better teams. So I think, like, Niners faithful, look, it'd be great if they get the 1 seed. I think that's their only avenue to possibly making a deep playoff run. If they don't, like, we should just say, look, this is a successful season regardless that they even made the playoffs with this depleted roster.
I feel like the Bears and the Niners, I don't know if it's just me, I feel like they're on the same level. Like, the Bears haven't beaten a good team. Yeah, they beat the Packers, but they beat them by an onside kick. They recovered an onside kick. I think this matchup is actually very even. Like, I think both of these teams are kind of the same caliber. I don't think it's like the Bears are so much better than the Niners. I think it's very, very, very even.
All right. There's another piece of news I want to talk about. Max Crosby's shut down for the season. He doesn't seem happy about it, although I don't know what he wants. He wants to play for that terrible franchise the rest of his career. He seems so committed to it. He got the Raiders tattooed on him, but they suck. And the right move for them is to shut him down, tank, and trade him for assets in the offseason because they're going nowhere with him. They've proven that the last few seasons, which brings us to the 49ers. I mean, I don't know. They have the worst pass rush in the league. Nick Bosa, Michael Williams coming back next year, but Nick Bosa's had 3 torn ACLs. What do you think? Do you think the Niners should trade multiple first-round picks or whatever it takes to get Max Crosby or not? What do you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you can get a game-changing player like that, I mean, that alone makes them Super Bowl contenders every single year, having him and Bosa on that line. And then Michael Williams will be better because then you got 2 guys that can take pressure off of him at rushing the passer because Michael isn't good at rushing the quarterback yet, right? Like, he's a good run defender. He's an edge setter. So I don't know. I would. I mean, who were their first round picks last few years? Ricky Pearsall. Let's go down the list. I mean, Javon Kinlaw a few years ago, Trey Lance a few years ago. Who was the
And
pick
look where
2
they're going to
years
be
ago?
picking
They
in the
didn't have a
first round. I
round
mean,
pick.
this year they'll be picking
Yeah, they
toward
had
the end of
Jair
the first
Brown.
round. You know what I
Jair
mean? Like
Brown 2 years
these
ago.
aren't high first round picks anyway, especially, I mean, if they stay healthy.
Oh yeah, I would trade 2.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you?
I would, yeah.
I mean, why not? Like, because if you keep those picks, you're hoping to get a player a fraction of as good, like almost as good as Max Crosby. Yeah, it'd be nice. You have him on a rookie contract, but the downside is you could flat out miss, and the Niners do that a lot. They don't hit on their first round picks often enough. They draft for need. They don't take best player available. Max Crosby would absolutely make the team better, fit the culture. He'd be great. You could afford him. I mean, Jed just needs to want to pay.
No, I mean, they have 50+ million in cap space that they're going to have, So, I mean, especially if they get more and more money from the Ayuk situation, we'll see what happens there. They'll have even more cash flow, right? But maybe they're giving it to Leeds United, Grant. I don't know. Maybe they're trying to keep everybody happy. And I mean, they had cap. This is what pisses me off, right? Like, they don't make these big moves. Their big move was Chase Young, trading for Chase Young, who was never that great in the NFL. Kind of a bust if you think about how hyped he was out of college. That's the big move they've made the last few years. They don't like to trade picks. I don't know why. What is the fascination? They're already getting cooked for taking Michael Williams, which I said at the time. Why didn't they take Walter Nolan? I know he just got hurt. James Pierce or Jalen Walker. No, let's take the guy who can't rush a quarterback to save his life. Let's take that guy. Why would we trust the scouting department with this first few picks? Go trade for Myles Garrett. Go trade for Max Crosby. Christian McCaffrey is going to be 30. George Kittle is going to be 33. These guys aren't getting any younger. Nick Bosa coming off of 320. So you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing here? Go all in. Stop playing. I hate when teams go in the middle. Oh, maybe we can squeak by with this roster. This is what made me angry. Why they didn't trade a 3rd-round pick for Bradley Chubb or a 2nd for Jermaine Johnson at the deadline. Wouldn't they help right now for a playoff run? I don't know.
It's like they have the worst pass rush in the league. And
by far,
they're going to get torn apart, I think, in the playoffs by good offenses. And it didn't have to go down this way. And I think what's funny is I wanted them to trade for Max Crosby at the deadline. I thought it would make sense. And there was a report like, oh, the Raiders talked to him and assured him they weren't going to do that. It's like, why? Why are you wasting your time? Why are you wasting his time? And so 2 months later or less than 2 months later, they figure out, all right, it's time. So better late than never. It'd be nice if they had Max Crosby on the team right now, but if they could add Max Crosby to the team next year, they're the Super Bowl favorites. They are.
Yeah.
That's a power move.
I don't think they're going to do a power move. I think the going through the draft is what they want to do, which is sad because
I agree. But that's why we got to put pressure on them, man. Like, I'm sorry,
the Rams
Niners
traded
are bigger than the Yorks. We want you to do this.
Yeah.
The Rams change my internet real quick. Is my internet terrible right now?
Your internet? Yeah, you do it a little bit.
That's why I paid for the fast internet at the hotel, but it's not fast. So I'm going to go to my hotspot real quick. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Give me 20 seconds.
Okay.
All right. Do your thing. I'm going to say this, Maj. I'm going to say this, okay? The good organizations go all in. Eagles, Rams, you know what I mean? But the Niners just kind of like sitting ducks. It's like, what are we doing? You've got one of the best coaches in the league. You've got a quarterback, by the way, playing the best football of his career right now. Now, I know he hasn't had much competition, but his QBR of 76 is higher than his 73.9 QBR a few years ago. His QBR of 75.9, 76, whatever it is number 1 in the league by 3 points, better than anybody else. So if you've got an elite quarterback, and really you can't, I know I've said Brock Purdy is above average. I hadn't put him in that elite conversation. If he continues to play like this, and I know we'll talk about that later in the show, okay, then you have a superstar quarterback. What are you doing to build around him? They didn't build the offensive line.
Exactly, Brandon. What do you think the Niners would have to give up to get him?
Oh, we've got multiple Grant Cohns here.
We have 2 Grant Cohns.
We got one.
Sorry, I've been having to go with my McDonald's Wi-Fi today. Don't you hate when you pay for the special Wi-Fi at the hotel and it still sucks? Thanks a lot.
Always asked. Grant, it's Wi-Fi. It's never good. They scam you. It's never good. I swear it's never good.
They take your money. They take your money.
Maybe I got to get
We
that
were just
Starlink.
saying that you have an elite quarterback right now, and I know we'll go into later in the show.
Elite,
He's playing the best football of his career, quote unquote. Yet they didn't give Purdy an offensive line. They never prioritized that the last few drafts. They keep drafting these players that either some pan out in the later rounds and some never play, like Jordan James and Jordan Watkins, that you're just wasting picks. And the good organizations, I was telling Maj, the Rams, the Eagles, they go all in. Even the Colts went all in. And guess what? That backfired. I respect the heck out of them doing that, though. Most teams don't have the balls to do that. The 49ers are in a way better position than the Colts, and they still want to sit on their you-know-what and not do anything, while the Rams might go trade for Joe Burrow in next year, or, maybe somebody else trades for Max Crosby, and all of a sudden it's Howie Roseman, it's the Eagles. You know what I mean? These teams give up assets because guess what? They trust their scouting department that they can still draft well if they lose a few picks. Remember, the Niners are still getting screwed depth-wise because of the Trey Lance trade. They didn't have picks for years. So I think they're nervous about trading picks, maybe from that. They have a little PTSD, but you're getting a sure thing in Max Crosby. It's not like you're taking a signal caller. And if Purdy's playing this well, why not build around him? Why not give everything? People always complain that Purdy's doing this with no wide receiver one and no this and no that. Oh, the defense, there's only Nick Bosa, Fred Warner. Maybe Bethune, it turns into something. Lenore's been good, but is he an elite corner? There are all these questions. You can shut everybody up. Lenore makes a Pro Bowl and Renardo Green makes a Pro Bowl next year if you're rushing the quarterback with Max Crosby and Nick Bosa. Because what does a pass rush do? It makes your corners look way better, right? So I don't get it.
I think the Niners have proven this year that they don't need elite, highly paid wide receivers to have an elite offense. They don't. Yeah. They have Ricky, they have Kendrick, they have Jawan. They got guys who are not Pro Bowlers, and their offense is killer. Because George Kittle is still in his prime, and Christian McCaffrey isn't, but he's still the best receiving running back in the league, and he just went off last week. So they have enough. What they need to do is have a freaking pass rush. And Nick Bosa isn't enough. Michael Williams isn't a pass rusher, maybe one day. But if they could add Max Crosby, not Jamar Chase or any wide receiver to replace Brandon Ayuk. I mean, what they need is Max Crosby. If they had Max Crosby right now, we'd be talking about the Niners as the favorite.
Grant, what do you think the Niners would have to give up to get Max Crosby?
2 firsts.
That's it.
Maybe throwing Mac. Maybe throwing Mac Jones. They need a quarterback.
No, because Mac is a hot commodity. You would only need to give up 1 first and a second, probably, with Mac to the Raiders. That would make sense. But they're paying Geno. They're not going to trade for Mac.
I don't think the Raiders would want Brandon Ayuk. I don't think anyone wants that contract. And people know the Niners are going to cut him, and they'll just wait.
No one wants the attitude either. So that's like a separate conversation. No one wants him in general. I mean,
he was doing such a good job of just doing nothing, and then he posted that video speeding past the.
That's what screwed him up. I don't know what he's doing.
If he's smart, he should just come back to the stadium and try and be like, "Look, I want to be a part of this Super Bowl run." But he won't.
What I wanted to say before we moved on from the Fred Warner thing is doesn't this whole Fred Warner thing feel like they're putting it in Brandon Ayuk's face? It's first of all, you thought you leaving the team would end our season. Guess what? We're going to the Super Bowl without you. 2, Fred's coming back from a broken ankle that he suffered 2 months ago, and you're still messing around. So that's what a real legend looks like. I don't know. It feels like a shot at him. I still think they shouldn't be whispering about the NFC Championship game before they get there, but who knows?
Yeah. Also, 35 points per game. I know they haven't played elite opponents, but that's better than their 2023 season. Their offense looks better without Brandon Ayuk.
I just want to point out that Brandon is in Argentina and he has better internet than me, and I'm pissed about it. I'm in California.
Dude, Brandon, your Wi-Fi does look like it's great. It's great.
Dad, it's at my girl's cousin's house. So
okay.
It's very nice.
There you go.
In Corrientes, Argentina.
All day, every day. Kim says, "The Canadians."
Kevin
Spencer says, "Off topic, but how many playoff teams have the Bears played versus the Niners?"
Exactly what I said. I don't think they played they beat the Packers, but they beat the Packers from an onside kick. I don't know.
I'm also nervous about. I said this in my stream that I did yesterday, a preview, and I said a game preview, and I basically said I'm more worried about Caleb Williams' legs and ability to extend plays than a Phillip Rivers type of quarterback who can just dice up defenses, because because the defenses know that Rivers was just going to get the ball out within 3 seconds. They still couldn't stop him. It's worse if you have a quarterback that can extend plays and then your coverage is blown and you get a 60-yard pass. Like there weren't 60-yard passes that Rivers was throwing, really.
The Bears did beat the Eagles a few weeks ago, and they held the Eagles to 15 points. And I'm not sure the Niners defense could do that
But that's when the Eagles were going through like a stretch of loss. You know what? I'll give them that. I'll give them that. That was good. That's a good one. That's a good one. I'll give them
that. Bill Kennedy says, grade season if Niners lose out, please keep Mac. If they lose out, like next 3 games are losses and they're done. That would be like I don't expect them to do that, but that would be like I don't know what.
I expect them to win one playoff game. I think that's my expectation. I think they can. I mean, it depends. As long as they avoid the Rams and Seahawks.
Exit would be kind of C.
But Grant, you got to realize at the start of the season, I didn't think after the Niners 2 injuries, I didn't think we're going to even make the playoffs. So like, I don't think you can. It would suck to lose out, but you still got to give them props for at least making it to the playoffs. Like I would probably give it like a B-. Give it a B-. That would
sound a little bit more fair than me. Okay,
I would give it a B. Yeah.
A B. Okay. Fernando Cabrera says bring Bosa as well. LOL. Super Bowl. Jeez. Yeah. Where's Bosa?
He's making coffee TikToks. He's making coffee TikToks.
I'm tired of people saying you're not a real reporter. If people know real journalism, which I'm in college for, they know that objectivity and non-biased reporting matters most. And you got press pass.
Dude, cook. Right.
Thank you.
He's right.
Appreciate you. Fernando says, I think it's a bad idea to bring Fred back now. Scary, man.
Okay, but we're not bringing him back right now.
Soon, and they make it worse. I mean, you could bleed into next season, but I trust they know what they're doing. The Niners medical staff is pretty much undefeated, so I trust they know what they're doing. They never bring guys back too soon. Swift Gotti says NFL NFE script says 13 gets hurt and number 10 plays the rest of the season versus the Bears. That's morbid, man. All day, every day. Kim says Kyle needs to stop drafting kickers early. Dumb.
No, keep doing it.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we move on to the next thing, I just want to tell you a little bit about Fabletics. They are essentially the official sponsor of my wardrobe now. Most people use Fabletics for like working out and stuff, but not me. I needed a suit. So I was like, I got the one Fabletics suit. And it's like, why would Fabletics make a suit, right? It's like maybe there's a person in the world who like has no time to go from work to the gym, and they just have to take that suit and go straight in to the, to Orange Theory. And I'm that guy. So if you see someone working out in like a hunter green, forest green jacket, just shout out Fabletics. And what I want you to know is that they got some amazing deals right now. And I got an exclusive offer just for you, 80% off everything when you sign up as a VIP. Head to fabletics.com/cone and sign up as a VIP to get 80% off everything, including my suit. This is only available through my link. So go to fabletics.com/cone, sign up as a VIP and get 80% off fabletics.com/cone. I know, man. I know you guys are looking at that. Like, I wish I could run a mile and then report on the 49. Well, now you can. Now you can.
And then you're falling off the treadmill. You're falling off the treadmill.
Hell yeah. In style, though. Thanks to Fabletics. All right, guys, this was killer to me. The Niners went into Indianapolis, and Indianapolis isn't good. Like, they've lost a bunch of games recently, but statistically, they had like the number 1 run defense in the league. I didn't think the Niners were going to be able to run the ball the way that they did, considering they haven't all year. All of a sudden, the offensive line was getting pushed. Christian McCaffrey looked somewhat explosive. They were getting blocks at the second level. Why do you think the Niners running game all of a sudden was so good last week? And do you think that's what it's going to be moving forward?
I think it's Trent. Trent is healthy. I think that's the big thing. I mean, he's playing like the best tackle in football the last 3 weeks. Like, you don't even remember how bad we were talking about how bad the offensive line was early on in the season. Like, Trent was still kind of getting his feet under him. I think now having him fully healthy and, McKivitz is playing pretty well too. Even Brendel looks okay right now. And that pains me to say that because, my thoughts on Brendel, but he even looks okay right now. I mean, I think it's just the line playing better. I think McCaffrey's still the same. There's like no difference.
I don't think you could say the running game is just all like suddenly good. It's been one game. Like that Titans game, McCaffrey was terrible and the Titans are terrible. So if McCaffrey for the rest of the rest of the games plays like this, then yeah, the running game's good. But I can't really say the running game is suddenly good after one game. It's been one game.
I don't want to make excuses but like that defensive coordinator for the Colts, I know they had some good numbers coming in the game, but
Dude.
that guy got fired by the Bengals last year because they always had the worst defense. And all I know is in this game, he could stop nothing. Nothing, dude. They were like walk-in 2-yard touchdown throws to Christian McCaffrey. Like, dude, have you not watched the 49ers? They like to throw to Christian McCaffrey. I wasn't upset because I'm not rooting against the Niners, but it was like, this is the least prepared defense I've seen against the Niners in a long time. You could stop absolutely nothing. Not George, not Christian, not Jawan, nothing. So I don't think it's going to be like that this week. Dennis Allen's a much better coach. I'm not saying the Niners won't do well on offense. I just think it's going to be – last week was easy. Last week was fucking easy. But I asked Kyle this question. What do you attribute the improvement? And he went straight to the wide receivers. He was like, everyone always looks at the running back and the offensive line, but I actually think it's the wide receivers who've improved their blocking. Then we went to Jawan Jennings at his locker, and we told him what he said. And Jawan's hella funny. He was like, he said that? We were like, yeah. He said it was actually the wide receivers who've improved. He's like, he said that? And he goes, oh, okay. And then didn't answer. I'm like, oh, because it seemed like he sort of took it as, oh, he's calling me out. Like I wasn't blocking well before. Well, yeah, I think so. But not just you, probably Born as well.
It was weird. Jawan was answering questions like that like yesterday. Someone asked him a question and Jawan was like, "Oh yeah, I didn't even watch a Bears game." I don't know if you.
Dude, that was weird. Answer I've ever heard.
Grant, did you ask him that question?
No, someone else did, and it was just like, "Hey, so what do you think of the Bears cornerbacks? They have a lot of picks." He was like,
"I don't know,
man. I haven't even watched the Bears." It's like, dude, everyone watches film, right? Like, he was like, "Well, they play on the same day we play." You have film. You didn't watch the film. You watched the film. What are you talking about? What?
I saw that. I was like, huh? It made no sense.
That's fuel for the Bears. You don't want to give them that. That's always bad.
Say that?
Yeah, that
especially
never
when
ends
you're
well.
the guy who has to step up this week if George Kittle doesn't play.
Oh, I think another thing is for the Niners to win this game. Speaking of run, Chicago's run defense is 27th in football, 131 rushing yards per game. Indianapolis, as a comparison, 5th, 98.5 rushing yards per game, and that number went down. They were top 3 until McCaffrey, and B-Rob put up 145 on him on the ground. So, like, I'm just saying, like, if they want to win this game and they don't have George Kittle, it's way tougher. They're just going to have to control the clock. If George Kittle, I know that's a separate conversation, but they're going to have to run the football if they want to win this game. Control the clock.
Because the Bears can. And it's kind of like how the Niners run the ball, except they don't just overuse one running back. They have two, Monangai and Swift. They have a really good offensive line. They have a really good center, really good guards. And their quarterback is a big rushing threat as well. Not that Brock Purdy isn't, but like you compared this team to the Colts. Yeah, Jonathan Taylor's the best, but it's just Jonathan Taylor. It's not the quarterback. There's not a change of pace back. It's like if you can dial in on that one running back, which they did, you can do a good job. It's tougher to stop the Bears running game, which is why it's rated so highly.
Well, their line is so good too. That's another thing. The Niners won't get pressure on Williams the entire game. That is a disaster matchup. The Niners pass rush versus arguably a top 3 to 5 offensive line this year. Yep. They spent a lot of money on that line. I wanted Dahlman instead of Brendel.
Oh, dude, Brandon, I wanted Dahlman so bad. I wanted Dahlman so bad.
That would have been a good pickup. But if you think about it too, like Jonathan Taylor was a kind of a good matchup for the Niners because he wants to run the ball from the shotgun between the tackles and break tackle, and he's great at that. But the Niners have Tatum Bethune, who's actually a great run defender between the tackles. Where he lacks is in coverage and like speed sideline to sideline. So now you're facing more of an outside zone team like the Niners, 2 backs that have 4-3, 4-4 speed who are trying to get to the edge. And this is really going to test the defensive ends and Bethune's ability to get from sideline to sideline. We'll see if he can do that. They're not going to be running straight at him the way the Colts were.
I think the key to the game is going to be Alfred Collins on that D-line. CJ West obviously had a pretty big game. Alfred Collins had another big game. Can he continue to develop? Can he get pressures? Because he got pressures last week remember, the Colts line is good. That's a good offensive line that they were able to get a few pressures. Now I know Rivers wasn't moving. It's obviously much tougher with Caleb Williams, but I don't know, dude. People think like Caleb is just this guy that's got this big arm and dude, his legs are tree trunks. He's got as strong legs as Jalen Hurts. He is he has got massive legs. It is tough to tackle that guy. So
Yeah.
Well, hold on.
I'm
Before
just
we
saying.
preview the Bears game, we're going to finish with that before we get to our prize picks. But I want to talk Brock Purdy first because, everyone thinks I'm like the number one Brock Purdy hater. And this dude has won 5 games in
You
a
are,
row.
Grant.
The numbers are off the charts. You did an impression of me at Levi's, which I still resent, where all you said was, "Hey, I'm Grant Cohn, and is Brock Purdy the worst quarterback of all time?" I guess that's what people associate with me. That kind of, which is fair. Hey, now he's balling, and the question I have for you guys for the class is he asserting himself as an elite quarterback? I mean, he's number 1 in the league in QBR, 5 touchdown pass, offensive player of the week. I mean, that's some heady stuff.
Dude, if he keeps playing like this, how can you not put him in the elite category? I don't think he's going to throw 5 touchdowns every game. Like, that's a little bit crazy. But I've said it from the Panthers game. Since the Panthers game, he's getting better and better. You know that throw to DeMarcus Robinson in the end zone? That was the exact same throw that he had in the Panthers game to the when he was throwing it to Ricky Pearsall and it got intercepted. Now it's not getting intercepted. So I fully think he's healthy. If he keeps playing exactly like this, which is hard to, I don't think he will, but I hope he does, because if he does, he's asserting himself as elite because he played amazing.
So I think this is a twofold thing, right? Like, I think one, he is healthier. Maj hit it right on the money. You could argue that 2 guys that people were calling for their jobs, Brock Purdy and Trevor Lawrence, have been the 2 best quarterbacks in football for 3 or 4 weeks now. You could argue that. I'm just saying, Stafford's obviously up there too, but you can argue that Lawrence and Purdy have been just as good as Matthew Stafford and Drake May the last 3 or 4 games. Now, the opponents weren't great, right? But still, you got to call a spade a spade. They still put up the stats. They played the games. I think that people are, and I've always been a pro Brock Purdy, anti 55 million for Brock Purdy type of guy. Like, he's a top 10 quarterback, but is he top 5? And he's kind of proven me wrong recently. I still want to see it against good competition. I also think it's unfair to knock Brock Purdy for his Avengers, quote unquote, because if you look at Stafford has Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua. Drake May is just ridiculous. He's throwing just old Stephon Diggs, and so he's like legit. But Burrow, Chase, and Higgins his entire career, and we're still, but they hold Brock to a different standard. Like, he's being carried because he's not as big and he doesn't have as good of an arm. But you could argue he's the best anticipation thrower in their league. Like, right now, you could argue he is like the best processor in terms of zone coverage, 100%. Like, he is the best passer rating against zone coverage in the league and the best anticipation thrower in the league right now. I still want to see it against the Bears.
Wait, what happened? What happened, Grant?
The stuff people say about Brock, I feel it, man, because he'll have a stretch of a month like this where you're like, man, he really is the number 1 anticipatory thrower. But then he'll have a game where he throws 2 picks. It's like, where was the processing? Where was the vision? Where was the anticipation? So I feel it, man. It's just that, to me, I feel like for some people that Carolina game felt like 2 years ago, but for me, it feels like 2 days ago. And I love that he's played well since then. It just, I feel like I'm like having flashbacks right now. I'm looking at it right now and I'm freaking out. I don't give a shit. Actually, I'm not freaking out. But you know what I mean? It just feels like I can't get over that happened a month ago. Carolina. I can't.
Yeah. That
3
was more his
picks.
arm,
I got a stat for you, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
But Brock's had an incredible season. The Niners have had an incredible season in the sense that they've taken care of business. They faced all these teams that aren't going anywhere and aren't in the playoffs. And in those games, against the teams that aren't in playoff, not contention, but they're not in the playoff seating right now, his quarterback rating is 123. With 12 touchdowns and 1 picks. He's just eviscerating these teams and taking care of business. Against teams that are in the playoff contention, he's faced 3, right? Seahawks, Jaguars, Panthers, 7 picks in 3 games, 5 touchdown passes, 77 quarterback rating. It's a small sample size. And it's only 3 games, and he had an injury, and people are in and out. I would love to see him shred the Bears and then shred the Seahawks and not have multiple picks before I said, man, this dude is for sure elite. Because right now, all I see is a guy who's doing what he's supposed to do. And he's doing it well.
Honestly, Grant, are you saying elite, like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen level?
Yeah, elite, in the top tier.
That's why I would need to see more games. You can't base it off.
You got Lombardi over here being like, the dude is the best quarterback in the league. The numbers bear it out. It's like, oh, okay.
I think I could play quarterback, and Lombardi would say I'm the best. So I don't.
That's true. he'd be like, "This guy
Brock,
is so."
I don't think even with Brock's bad days, I don't think he was ever bottom 15 among quarterbacks. Like, you know what I mean? He's always like, I think we've always been in agreement. He's an above average, very good quarterback, even when he
No
was
question.
doing his thing, right? Like when he
Since
was
day
throwing
one.
interceptions.
Since day one.
Since day one. So, but right now, yeah, he's a top 5 quarterback in football right now. Right now. Now, we need to see it against good teams, but like it's hard to make the argument against it. I mean, some of these throws are just freaking ridiculous with his
though,
lack
right?
of arm
So
strength.
let's say if he were to have a bad game against the Bears, let's say he throws 2 touchdowns, 2 picks, offense scores 20 points, they lose. Is he still a top 5 quarterback in the league, or is it just based on week to week? Yes.
Yeah, because Josh Allen threw for 100 yards last week, and he's the best quarterback. He's the best player in the NFL.
Yeah, but he's
you
got
know,
an
like
MVP.
people have bad games.
I don't know. Okay, baby. Hey, to me, I feel like if a guy's ranking is heavily swinging week to week based on his last performance, that probably tells you he's not elite. I mean, with Burrow or Allen or Mahomes, I think they're at the point where like, hey man, we just accept that they're elite. And there's nothing they're going to do in week 17 of a regular season that's going to change my mind. But for Dak, for Jordan Love, for Baker Mayfield, for Jared Goff, for Sam Darnold, for Brock Purdy, I think they are on that like week to week judgment, which means to me they're a tier 2 quarterback. But yo, if he wins the Super Bowl this year, change the conversation.
No. He wins the Super
Bowl, and people still think he's a product of his system.
I think it's different if Brock does it because like the Eagles won in spite of Jalen Hurts. I know he played great in the Super Bowl, but like I know we played great in the Super Bowl. I think they would have won that Super Bowl if they had literally Tanner McGee started.
Both of those things
I
are
think
true. He legitimately deserved to be the Super Bowl MVP, but they win that game with Tanner McGee as their quarterback.
I mean, it's crazy. Hurts has the clutch gene, which is why I, still view him as a top 15 quarterback, is because in the biggest games he plays the best, and I think that's a very valuable trait. Caleb Williams seems to have that, and Bo Nix even seems to have that.
Even Brock didn't raise up in the Super Bowl like Jalen Hurts did twice.
No, but he outplayed Mahomes, you could argue, Purdy in the Super Bowl. I think so.
Could argue if you wanted to be wrong.
Yeah.
Keep going ahead.
For like 200 yards.
If you wanted to be wrong, you could definitely say things like that. I mean, no one's stopping you.
It's Fred Warner's fault.
Lodge isn't allowed to say that. In Canada, they have strict rules about spreading misinformation. But in America,
yeah, we do.
It's Fred Warner's fault. He got shot blocked in like Mahomes threw a slant for 35 yards in overtime.
Because Mahomes threw a pick and Brock didn't?
No, Brock played. I said you could make the argument. Obviously, Mahomes won the game.
I know you could. One guy won, one guy lost.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm just saying, like, Brock's playing very well.
He is.
But I think if the 49ers win the Super Bowl, it will be because of Brock Purdy, not in spite
100%.
of Brock Purdy. This specific team.
Yeah, if they win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's unlikely. It's unlikely. But I'm saying if they do, it's because of him.
They will. They're going to win.
They're not going to win the Super Bowl.
No, I know.
I wish.
I know.
I wish. They're not going to win. They're not. They play a team, God forbid, they play the Rams.
I just want to say that you can't assert yourself as elite in a month when you were on life support. I mean, when people in your own stadium were saying play Mac Jones, that was a month ago. Then you go on a run and you beat up on bad teams. Hey, phenomenal. Love that. Love to see it. But you got to do like a month's more, a month's worth of work more before we start saying, yeah, like this dude is unquestionably elite. But the nice thing is I feel like he has that in front of him. If he wins the Super Bowl, people might start looking at him as in the same class as Joe Burrow. He will have suddenly done things that Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert haven't accomplished. So even Josh Allen. So a lot's in front of him. I just don't think you can accomplish that in December. I think it's a little premature. And I feel like his fans need to stop taking victory laps because it's bad karma. The Niners are flirting with bad karma is what I wanted to say on the show, man. The Fred Warner stuff, would you just take it one day at a time? It'll all work out. What are you talking about?
Grant, there's also, I don't know if you saw Brandon put it in our chat, Darnell Wright, the right tackle for the Bears, he's not traveling with his team. So.
Oh, my God. And I picked the Bears.
Niners got another. Niners have been getting gimmies by other teams, like their best players not playing each week.
Yeah. Swift Gotti says, Grant, give the breakdown on beard rubbing. People are hating in the chat. Grown man business. They don't know. I just haven't had a beard long, and I'm like, wow, what is this? I can't stop. I'm sorry.
I would do the same thing. I would do the exact same thing. I would do the exact same thing.
Silky Smooth Smithers says Brock can't be elite if Kyle holds him back. He's not
Dude, he
exactly
looks
holding
good
back
because
right
of
now.
Kyle
Those two are
Shanahan.
kicking right now.
Like what?
What are we talking about? That's the
I
opposite.
gotta say, like, Kyle's coach of the year. If they win the next 2 games, Kyle's the coach of the year, not Ben Johnson.
Yes,
Not
100%.
McDonald. And I think
you gotta
what gives Kyle the leg up on other people is the 2 quarterback thing.
Yeah.
You lost Mac and all those people. I mean, you lost Brock and all those people, and Mac was balling, dude. Ben Johnson did well, but he didn't do it with 2 quarterbacks.
Is
No.
Brock carrying the Jets? That's the counter argument to that point. No, he's not carrying the Jets if he's the
I don't think anyone is carrying that team.
I know, but that's the counter argument.
Yeah.
Kyle's holding Brock back. What the heck are we talking about? Like
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
I'd
Like,
love to
doesn't-
say that he is, but he's not. He's
No.
not. Who's got a better win? Purdy, Mac.
Mac.
Purdy or Mac?
Rams.
Mac
Rams.
when he beat the Rams. That was like insane. You got to give it to Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah, that win over the Rams was just incredible.
No
And
one thought we were winning that
I
game.
still feel like Brock's going to have to face the Rams at some point this season. You don't get to win the Super Bowl and avoid the Rams. Mac faced them twice. No. You got to go through that team. And if you beat them, then you deserve it.
Yeah.
Isn't Brock, by
Yep.
the way, undefeated so far against the Seattle Seahawks in his career?
I think he lost. No. He's undefeated in Seattle.
In
He
Seattle.
lost at home to the
did they
Seahawks.
lose
Oh,
last
yeah.
year.
Geno
And
Smith.
in that
Geno
game,
Smith
Kittle
went like
didn't
this.
play.
Right.
That's
oh my God.
that I found in that Brock is 0-3 in his career without George Kittle. He's only played 3 games without Kittle in his career. 0-3.
Wow.
Scored 17, 21, and 24 in those starts. Normally, he's over here
no.
scoring 30 plus. Kittle's worth a lot. So before we get into this upcoming game, want to shout out my other sponsor, 1-800-CONTACTS. I'm over here with this slightly lazy left eye because I don't wear contacts like I should. I would have been a professional baseball player. A lot of people were talking about me as a potential 5-tool center fielder, but I just couldn't see that well out of my left eye. And it turns out that I wasn't really good at all at baseball, but to the eye. Could have been power hitter. But if I had 1-800-CONTACTS, I would have been different because they're the leader in online contact lens delivery. They have fast free shipping. They have free returns and exchanges. They got their own express eye vision exam. They got a best price guarantee, man. They got it all. And I'm going to tell you right now, getting contacts doesn't have to be a hassle. Let 1-800-CONTACTS get you the contact lenses you need right now. Order online at 1-800-CONTACTS.com or download the free 1-800-CONTACTS app today. Don't have a lazy eye like me. When I get tired, it starts.
Grant, you would have been so good at baseball.
Man, it's terrible. 1-800-CONTACTS is trying to help me help you.
Grant, I would have been a really good football player if I was good at football.
You
if I
have the
played it.
frame. I feel like you could have been really
No,
good at football.
if I was a little bit
and tougher, more violent, probably faster, you could have done.
If I was bigger too, I need to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah, probably
would have been great. Would have been a tight end.
Niner Gang says, "Who's got it?" Oh, we got you. Sean Heaney says, "Hey Grant, Niners are winless after CMC gets 25 touches. I think that's a huge factor. How could they reverse this? Is that true?"
I thought he got
Let's check
25
that out.
plus in the last game.
Is that
No,
true?
he got 20. He got 22, I think, in Indy.
What about
Or
Tennessee?
21.
He must have gotten like 25, no?
touches. He got 27 last week. All right, let's check it out. Well, that's not true. They had 31 touches week 1. They won the next week. He had 27 touches week 3. They lost the next week. He had 30 touches week 5. They lost the next week. He had 31 touches against Atlanta. They lost the next week. Damn. He had 33 touches against the Giants. They lost the next week. Damn. 31 touches against the Carolina Panthers. They won the next week. So there's not a total 1-to-1. They've won a couple of times, but it does seem like when they give him 25 plus touches the following week, they want to scale it back a little bit, which is interesting this week because they need to give him the ball hella times on a short week without George Kittle. Man, that's why I'm picking the Bears, baby. SCJ family says, why do they keep on talking about, I want to see more. If you don't know what type of team the Niners are by now, y'all need to go watch film with JJ. I love that. Swift Gotti says, would 10 throw 5 TDs against the Colts?
No,
he would have thrown 6. He would have thrown 6 TDs.
You're so
This
might be the TikTok.
I actually saw it. I can visit parallel universes where that happened. All right, guys. Bears game tomorrow night. This is the playoffs essentially to me. Tomorrow night against the Bears, the Niners won't be facing any cupcake teams the rest of the way. Every team the Niners face the rest of the way is a playoff team. And if they lose, to Brandon's point, the odds of them winning the Super Bowl are just really, really rough. If they win, They could do it. What do you guys think? Who needs to step up? What are you concerned about in this matchup? Who do you think is going to win?
George Kittle needs to step up and not be injured. Please, George.
It's really tough to win without a basically healthy George Kittle, man. He's been by far their best
Yeah, but
player.
Jake Tonges, dude, I'm not saying Jake Tonges is good, man. That throw into the end zone, he dragged his feet. I was like, holy shit, this guy's
He's a good player.
That was a touchdown.
True. He's a good ass receiver for sure.
Brandon, did you say that wasn't a touchdown?
No, I said it was for sure a touchdown.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, what? No,
I
think George Kittle needs to be healthy. I don't think George Kittle is going to be healthy, though. I don't know. I don't think he's going to play.
I don't think he's going to play. No. And as a result, I think my decision is if George Kittle plays, they'll win. If George Kittle does not play, they will lose 100%. That's my
But they have Luke Farrell.
I wonder if they kind of know they're going to lose this game.
They are unbeatable.
Do you take a little bit off of Christian McCaffrey's plate? Like to the previous commenter's point, do you really want to give Christian McCaffrey the ball 33 times and lose next week because Christian's gassed? Or do you want to sort of be like, all right, well, we don't have George. We're probably not going to score more than 23, 24 points. If we lose, so be it. But we got to win that game. We got to beat the Seahawks next week. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I hope we use Jordan James.
Throw the game, but like, I don't know. Don't throw the game, obviously.
I don't think it ever ends well when a player says we haven't watched tape on the other team.
I think doesn't sound like a team is about to win. What are you talking about?
I think he might be trolling. I think he's trolling. I think Jawan's in that. He's in that role this year. He's just a pure troll and rage baiter. Like he gets out on the field. That's why people get pissed off at him. Maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's trying to get under the skin of the Bears players. Like, oh, this guy didn't watch our tape, which is kind of weird. But
I think that's another. Because I didn't watch the tape. I believe they didn't watch the tape. He kind of seems like a little disgruntled this year. Like you didn't pay me. I'll be on the field, but don't expect me to go above and beyond for you guys, which is a little strange. But that's the vibe I'm getting from him.
I'll give you another nugget. I think another indication of who's going to win. I mean, this is pretty cookie cutter, but it'll be the turnovers. Whoever wins the turnover battle. Like if Bears are first at forcing turnovers in the NFL, if Brock throws 2 picks, which is increasingly more likely if George Kittle doesn't play because he'll try and force the ball downfield, the Bears will win. But if they're somehow able to all of a sudden make Caleb Williams turn the ball over, which he has done in a few games. I mean, the Bears have lost almost all the games Caleb Williams has thrown multiple interceptions. So if they can force turnovers, I mean, he does throw some dangerous passes, similar to Brock. Like he'll throw the ball downfield.
Chicago has the best turnover margin in the league.
They do. Yeah.
By far. The Niners are bottom half.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is the game. I mean, they have to not only take care of the ball, but they got to find a way to force some turnovers. And this like that's another reason why it's hard to take the Niners seriously as a Super Bowl favorite. It's like you have a negative turnover differential. Teams like that don't win Super Bowls. You have the worst pass rush in the league. Teams like that don't win Super Bowls. You might beat the Bears, but even that, I mean, it seems to me if you have no pass rush and you're trying to play zone against Caleb Williams, he's going to hold the ball a very long time. It's eventually going to turn into man-to-man coverage, and he can miss layups, but he can also make throws 50 yards down the field on a line, like on a dot. So that's what Stafford did to you. I mean, you could try your best to keep it in front of you and take away big plays, but with no pass rush, it's kind of hard to avoid it if he's a big play machine. I'm picking the Bears. I don't feel good about the Niners without George Kittle. I keep coming back to the stat. Brock's 0-3 without George Kittle. Like, I'm not saying he's a George Kittle merchant, but that's his best weapon. And George is at his best with Brock. Brock's at his best with George. You take George. It's not like Mac Jones where he has his chemistry with Kendrick Bourne. Brock has no chemistry with Kendrick Bourne. He's got Jawan Jennings, Christian, maybe DeMarcus Robinson, a little bit of Jake Tonjes here and there, and it's George.
Greg, would you consider? No, he doesn't.
I was saying, is it confirmed that he's not going to play?
He's questionable. He could play.
Grant, do you think
if he did play, like just suited up and was blocking and not really running routes and being a decoy? Because they need him to do that. But I wouldn't expect him to have many catches, a touchdown. I wouldn't expect it.
Grant, Brock Purdy kind of won a game without Kittle. Seahawks week 1, kind of. Should have got injured.
That is true. That is true. Now, Kittle did score a touchdown in that game.
Score a touchdown.
He
Yeah.
contributed 7 of the 17 points, but that's true, and that gives them hope that they can do it. I'm not saying they can't win without George Kittle. It's only 3 games, and
It's
even
just
put there's
difficult.
one. Yeah, it is difficult. He's the reason to me they score so many points. Like you look like with Brock, they scored 30 plus points a game. Yeah, because he's really great at getting the ball to George Kittle, better than Mac was. But they've been playing together for 4 years. They have better chemistry than anyone I've ever seen with George Kittle. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo was focused on throwing to Deebo Samuel. Brock Purdy doesn't get it wrong. He's getting the ball to George Kittle, but what else you got?
I think another thing I'm worried about is definitely that the Niners got cooked by a 44-year-old, and now they have to play a guy that like you said, can throw dots and can run. Like Caleb Williams is one of the best scramblers in the league. Like the guy can run and throw dots like this. That's the thing I'm scared about. So
he's starting to become an elite quarterback. Like he's starting that ascension of like, every week he's playing better. He's
I see clips. He's better. Like rolling off. He's throwing sidearms. I'm like, holy shit, this guy's good.
He doesn't throw picks. What he does that's still remedial is he takes a lot of sacks. And he he holds the ball out like this. So he's like a sack fumble waiting to happen. But if you have the worst pass rush in the league, which the Niners do, that's not necessarily as big of an issue. So if he's chilling like Brock was last week, it could get ugly. Bernardo Green's not going to be out there. Darrell Luter Jr. is a good run defender. Tatum Bethune's a good run defender, but these guys get cooked in coverage.
I feel like the Niners should definitely be fine guarding their wide receivers. Like Roma Dunze's not playing. Who do they have?
Luther Burden.
Luther Burden?
Yeah, I have to start him in my fantasy.
Has he been doing good? Has Luther Burden been doing good or no?
Loveland is who they should be worried about. He's got the 7th most tight end
Loveland,
receiving yards since like week 7, and the Niners keep giving up touchdowns to tight ends. They got to figure out how to freaking cover an out and up from zone coverage. They have to figure that out.
They're gonna run that exact play against them.
Oh yeah,
that the whatever his name is, Gunnar Helm and Cam Ward ran a few weeks ago. The Rams ran it. Yeah. They're gonna, if they see Gifford on the field, they're running that play immediately.
Dude, Gifford should not be on the field. Gifford is a good special teamer. He should not be on the field. I don't know why he's ever on the field.
Because this is another team that likes to put multiple tight ends on the field to get you in your base defense. Like I don't know that we're going to see a lot of Upton Stout in this game. It's going to be a lot of Luke Gifford and Jason Pinnock. And to me, they're both liabilities. If you want to pass the ball, find them in the zone coverage and just throw to whoever there is near them, because they're just going to mess it up.
Yeah. At least, yeah.
We'll see. I mean, this is kind of a picture-perfect match.
You could always go with Luter.
I thought Darrell Luter played well last week. I don't know if that was just – I thought he didn't.
He got cooked.
That pass interference call might have been the worst pass interference call I've ever seen. That was so bad.
That was bad. That could have really changed the game too. Like I hate when refs change the momentum of a game like that. Like that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
All right. Boom. There I am. I want to do some prize picks now that we're making predictions. Let's go Niners, Bears, prize picks. Caleb Williams, 224.5 passing yards. We're doing more or less.
More.
224.5?
For sure more.
Yeah. For sure more. Yeah. Okay, Brock, 254.5 for Brock.
I'd say less.
I'm going to do less.
Why?
Yeah. They're going to try and run the football. I mean, they've watched the tape. Yeah. The teams that beat the Bears run the football almost the entire game. They don't pass it that much.
I mean, if a team's going to intercept passes like that, the best way to not throw picks is to run the football. I'm with you on that. So let's go to the rushing yards. Christian McCaffrey, 70.5.
More.
I'm facing him in fantasy. I should have drafted him, man. Fuck Christian.
Yeah, and you drafted who?
So good.
You drafted Derrick Henry. I remember editing that video. You got me fucked up.
I was so wrong, man.
Derrick Henry played well last week.
Henry, what's up?
Derrick Henry played well last week. Got like a touchdown.
DeAndre, it didn't help me. I was already out of it. DeAndre Swift. That's 61.5.
That's a perfect line because Manon guy is going to play a lot too. I feel more comfortable taking the Manon guy more.
Same.
DeAndre Swift.
Let's get him. More.
Yeah. I think that's possible for sure.
Okay, let's do the quarterbacks running. Brock, 11.5.
I think you do more,
more.
both on these guys.
Yeah.
If you want to do Caleb too,
Yeah.
I think Caleb's gonna run.
I like that. So the only guy we're saying less on is Brock Purdy because we think this is going to be a game with a lot of running, which
Oh wait, you
checks out
can't
to
take
me.
multiple, right? For the
What? Yeah, I
same
can.
player.
They're letting us.
Is that a changed
Yeah.
rule? Oh,
I don't
that's
know.
great.
Prize Picks is pretty chill.
Prize
They're
Pick is the
chillers.
best.
I didn't
They're
think you could
chillers,
take
bro.
multiple
They're
lines.
chillers.
They're pretty chill, bro. All right, we flexed
Oh,
it. They
gosh,
let
look
us
how
do
much you have in
2
promo.
Brocks. We did 2 Caleb's, 2 Brocks, 1 Christian, 1 Manan guy. Those are going to be the ones right there. I think we got it. So download Prize Picks yourself. Check our picks. Make your own. Use promo code CONE. Play $5. Get $50 instantly in lineups when you use that promo code. Let's go. All right. We got a couple more. Creativo Secreto says Grant on Lombardi like Trump on Biden. Can't hate on Brock for things like Josh Allen. Hasn't thrown an interception in every game. Brock on the rise. Brock is on the rise.
Let's go. Brock.
Let's go.
Purdy.
He's still
I'm the
25
biggest
too.
Brock Purdy fan.
No, Brock
Always
Purdy's
have been.
26 now. It was his birthday today, I think.
It was his
For real?
birthday today?
I think it's Brock Purdy's birthday. I saw someone say happy
man.
birthday.
Brock Purdy
No
age.
way.
26. Oh my God, it's his birthday right now. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Hell yeah. Way to go, Brock. 26. You're getting old, man. But you gotta start thinking about retirement. Dumbest take says Josh Wyatt. Niners lose the Bears game and the Seahawks game. Doesn't matter mathematically. Stop it. If they lose, they can rest everyone week 18.
That's kind of true.
No, but you can't rest everyone week 18 because the Niners are wearing their new black jerseys.
Oh, you can play Mac Jones and Nick Martin in those jerseys. Jordan
I think
James.
Nick Martin's on. Is Nick Martin on IR? Because of his
Did they
concussion.
put him on IR?
You could go all out to beat the Bears and give Christian McCaffrey 35 touches and still lose. And then screw yourself for next week. Lose that game too. I guess it wouldn't matter. And then I don't know.
It's not going to matter. The Rams are going to win this week, and the Seahawks are going to win this week. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I don't know. I think they're going to try to win. I just don't know what they can do without George Kittle. It'll be interesting to see. Big Tone says last Niner wide receiver to have 10 plus TDs is T.O. JJ has 8.
Dude, Purdy loves to throw to Jennings. It's so annoying in the end zone. Throw to McCaffrey more. Or
but it works.
Or Bourne.
If they re-sign Jennings, it's going to be they will have learned nothing.
They can't
they will
re-sign
have
Jennings.
learned
They can't.
nothing.
They can't do that.
They will,
though,
man. Knowing the Niners, they will.
It's nothing against him personally. You don't need to pay for wide receivers. You don't. It's a mistake. Wide receivers don't get the ball enough. They're divas. They don't really help your running game. They don't do enough to pay them that much. You can get tight ends to do more for less. You can get running backs to do more for less, and you can always find wide receivers like Kendrick Bourne who fit.
They should become the first team in history next year to just use like Luke Farrell, George Kittle, McCaffrey. No wide receivers. 0 just for blocking.
Swift Gotti says, look out for the referees this game. Okay. McCann78 says, to make up for balking in 2025's SF should be all in on Crosby and Breece Hall. Draft O-line 2026 will get interesting until everyone gets hurt. Thank you for that. Bear Truth says he has only taken 23 sacks, one of the best in the NFL.
Caleb?
No way. That guy holds
like
the ball.
70 sacks last year, though. So,
well, he has a great offensive line. He holds the ball a long time.
He does.
Let's see. Yeah, 23 is the number. What's his sack percentage? That's true. It's less than 5. It's a lot better than last year. It was 68 last year. Hey, man.
Cool.
That's why I'm picking the Bears to win. This dude.
Picking the Niners.
Bear truth. I picked the Bears to win. I just want to say that. I am Ish Mill Robinson, new member. Thank you very much. And then he says he's still a new member. Thank you for becoming a member twice. I got to check out of this hotel. Thank you so much for the shitty internet. I really appreciate it. I'm definitely not coming back. I'm going to go have a great day, though. Today was great. I'm definitely going to post clips of this all over the internet because people need to see this really, really grainy, messed up video. I thought we did good, though. We made good points. The audio was on point. The audio was great.
Audio's great.
Brandon looks super handsome, and so does Maj. These guys are not in America. This tells you a lot about America, man. How come we can't get good Wi-Fi in America, but they got it in Argentina and Canada? Man, it's pissing me off. What do we vote for? Where my tax dollars?
Like, what?
What?
California taxes.
Thanks a lot,
California
guys.
taxes.
All right. Thanks for watching. Have a great extended Christmas and all that. Go watch some football. 2 hours, 2 games.
Yeah. 2 games today. Yep.
Can I
I'm
vent
not
real
gonna
quick
watch
before we
those
go?
games.
I got to vent real quick.
Grant. Talk to us.
I have 2 fantasy teams. One team crashed and burned. That was the Ricky Pearsall team. The other team is a dynasty team, and it just happened to be the best team ever. I'm like 13-2. I got the number 1 seed. I don't know what happened. I got Stafford. I had Herbert.
Wow.
It was all going great,
Wow.
man. Jahmyr Gibbs. So I'm in the championship, and I don't really have a second running back, but I've been getting by with the Commanders duo. I got Chris Rodriguez, I got Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, and Chris Rodriguez kind of became starter. So I had him as my number 2 running back, and I just didn't check because it was Christmas morning, and I slept in, and he had a fucking illness and didn't play, and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt played and went off, and he was on my fucking bench.
And then Gibbs
I
was
started
horrible.
Apple, and he didn't play, and I'm going to lose because of this. And how can I talk shit about Kyle not knowing overtime rules when I'm going to lose the championship on some shit that was 100% in my control? How can I ever talk shit about Kyle? God
Yeah,
damn,
Grant, I
I
think
hate fantasy football.
Grant, I think this is just a rookie mistake, and you should be ashamed
I
of
really
yourself,
fucked up.
honestly, Grant.
I was doing so well all season to lose like that, and there's no do-overs.
And Grant, you think Kyle would lose like this? No, I think Grant, you might be worse, Grant.
You know what the final verdict is? The final verdict.
Jewish.
Yeah, Grant, you want to hear the final verdict? You got to get
Yeah.
a Christian Juszczyk 49ers jersey to wear next game. He makes some great jerseys, some great. She is more talented than Kyle by far. By far. And I like Kyle Juszczyk. I actually like him.
She's
probably
the
more
future
than
breadwinner.
both of you.
I mean, in about 2 years, he's going to go from making millions to nothing, and she's going to be like, it's all right. I got us. I'm putting this family on my back.
Well, which one went to Harvard? Seems like maybe she did, not him.
Probably. Anyway, that's the show. I'm going to go commiserate about my stupid fantasy team. Thanks for watching. Take care.